Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and I've seen it in the comment section a few times on my videos of people asking me to talk about Stop Killing Games. At the end of the day, I am a very small channel, and I'm not going to make that big of a difference, so I was covering the Steam Summer Sale, and there's been a lot of topics worthwhile to talk about, and I'm trying to play a little bit of catch-up now that I'm still going to be doing the Summer Sale videos, but they can take a back seat for a day or two. To go along with Stop Killing Games, obviously this is an initiative and a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. There's an EU petition that is live right now, so if you're in those regions, definitely go sign that petition. But to go along with that, topical as far as me playing catch-up, and then EA officially announces that Anthem is going to be shutting down. We have an important update to share regarding Anthem after careful consideration. We will be sunsetting Anthem on January the 12th, 2026. This means that the game will still be playable online for the next 180 plus days. As of today, you can no longer purchase in-game premium currency, but you can still use your remaining balance until the servers go offline. We deeply appreciate your dedication, support over the years, and we'd like to thank you for that. Now, Anthem is not this game that was beloved by a lot of people, and what I think a big problem when we talk about these types of topics, when we talk about things like legal issues, legality, and then, you know, I'll correlate it to what's going on with Nintendo and Palworld, is that sometimes people view things too much in a vacuum. When the crew got shut down and there was no way to play offline, there were some people, not a lot, but some people out there being like, yo, who gives a crap about the crew? It's not a big deal. I'm sure that same notion is gonna come forward with Anthem as well, where people are gonna be like, yo, this is one of BioWare's most trash games ever. Why does anybody care about this? But the issue with that line of thinking, and even with the Palworld and Nintendo lawsuit being like, yo, they're just tweaking the game a little bit, it's not that big of a deal, you're viewing things too much in a vacuum. This is stuff that has consequential ramifications in gaming in totality, especially where gaming is going, where digital storefronts are huge on PC, but now with consoles, you know, game key cards, always online, games being sold, physical games being sold, and barely any of the content is on disc. The ownership of these games are getting looser and looser, and you'll want to do whatever you can to at least eliminate giving the publisher and developers too much power. That's what it comes down to. I don't think a lot of people care about Anthem particularly. I did care about the crew getting shut down. I'm not gonna lie, like, I paid $60. Your boy paid $60 for that game back in 2014. Like, I do care about that game getting shut down, and I feel like I was kind of thieved as far as that's concerned, but not that many people cared about the crew. All of those games in a vacuum people don't care about. It's the foregoing of the power you are giving to the publisher and developers that now, okay, Anthem's shutting down. Guys, Anthem wasn't released that long ago. I actually want to pull up the release date for Anthem. I want to say it was 2019, 2018. This is not long whatsoever. 2019, you guys, that is 7 years ago by the time Anthem shuts down. That is not a long time. 7 years goes by just like that. I remember 2019 like it wasn't that long ago, and if a big budget $60 game can be sold at $60, mind you, and have microtransactions and all of that kind of stuff, and then be shut down in 7 years. And mind you, not only did this game come out 7 years ago, but they were readily putting this game on sale and discounting it with the notion that, hey, you're buying this game, you get to play it, and now they're shutting it down in just 6 months. And again, it's just 7 years since the release of this game, and it's a little bit different where a Concord came out and they immediately shut that game down, and Sony gave out full refunds. They're not going to be doing that with Anthem. You paid $60. They sold millions and millions of copies of Anthem. Maybe millions and millions would be a little bit of a stretch, but I want to say the game had to have sold quite a bit of copies. Sales, Anthem, as far as sales go, I'm trying to find an exact sales numbers. As of December 2023, sales were confirmed to be at least 5 million. Yes, this game was still a failure commercially, I get that, but 5 million copies of this game were sold, and not all of those were sold on launch day. Some of those, as the game was going on sale, more and more people bought it up. But I constantly go back to, it's this tug of war that the consumer is playing with the publisher and developer, and the real worrying aspect about all of this is the fact that games shutting down that are pay to play. People paid $60 for this game. At least create some sort of offline component. Now, thankfully, Ubisoft heard the backlash from the Crew shutting down, and they will be doing an offline component for the Crew 2 and Crew Motorfest. I don't know the exact status of that. I believe it's still in the works, but that should be something that should be available across the board. And I think it stings more with the games that you actually have to buy to play, the Anthems of the world that are $60. However, free-to-play games as well, there is an investment that happens with free-to-play games. It is your time, and also some people spend money on free-to-play games as well. Don't forget about that. There are a lot of people that spend a lot of money on various free-to-play games, whether it be skins, in-game enhancements, so on and so forth. There should be a way to preserve some sort of experience. I'm not saying you have to keep the entire online functionality and continue to support it year after year, month after month, whatever the case may be, but you have to have some sort of game plan being like, okay, let's keep this game alive. This is what's going to be accessible. We're not going to be supporting it anymore. Open up the tools for the consumers and the audience of the game to do whatever they want with the game. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and it would keep these games alive, and also it would build a lot of goodwill for a BioWare or an EA. Now, I get that back in 2019, maybe BioWare and EA, they weren't looking ahead to 2025, and they were thinking about, oh, if Anthem is a gigantic failure, what are we going to do about it? They're not thinking that far ahead. What they were thinking about with Anthem is, how do we make as much money as humanly possible off the bat? How do we sell all of these microtransactions? The idea of how do we preserve this experience after it's a failure? I mean, they're not thinking about things of that nature. They're thinking about, how do we nickel and dime these people, you know, sell them skins, sell them all these other things, and as a business, that's first and foremost what they are thinking about. But us as the consumer, we should be thinking about, hey, if I'm spending money on this game, how long am I going to have access to this game? What is your plan on keeping this game alive perpetually? And if a EA and a Ubisoft can shut down games that are $60, what's stopping other publishers from doing crazy things and shutting games down, especially in this new era of gaming that we seemingly are going into? So that's going to do it for me. Anthem's going to stick around until January the 12th. Again, I get that a lot of people don't care about Anthem in a vacuum, but please stop thinking in a vacuum about just this isolated game. Think about all of the other games. Think about the consequences this could have in 7 years from now. 7 years is not that long. I remember 2019 that like it was yesterday. 7 years is not that long. 10 years is not that long. 15 years is not that long in the grand scheme of things. And as these games are going more and more online, there is a question that needs to be raised about preserving these games as well and keeping them alive. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Stop killing games, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.